let's take KTM Slovakia for a little motocross test. Hey, what's up guys, Rado here doing an iron, and we have our latest build KTM 300 Slovakia. We got it back from Dirtbag magazine and we want to do a bunch of testing. So the test number 2 would be to take this bike. I really want to take it on the track because the bike has really nice punchy power, so I want to take it on the track and see how this XC would feel on the wet track. Let's go. Man, this thing is fun! This bike is something else, I have to tell you. Honestly, it feels more like a motorbike, to be honest. Like the power this bike has, it's so much fun on the track. Like you just want to downshift and clutch it and go on a gas. This thing is screaming out of the turns and it feels really amazing. And you know, even you know, I was shifting to like 4th, 5th gear on the track. It pulls nicely from the bottom. It's actually okay if you are one gear lower. You just clutch it a little more and give it some berries, and it goes. So, man, definitely so much fun, so much blast on the track riding this bike. The suspension wasn't too bad. Yeah, it's not done for the track for sure. It maybe was a little bit plush. Thank God I didn't case anything today. So. As long as you land where you're supposed to land, you're good. With the suspension this bike has, it does fine. My last video riding on the trails, it does fine, it does good on the trail, it feels really good, and it's hitting these little bumps, and then you come here, and as long as you are hitting the jumps the way they're supposed to be done, it's good. It's really fun. It doesn't feel like it's too plush, it doesn't feel like it's too firm, and it's nicely in the balance. That's a good point. Even though your suspension maybe not the stiffness is not exactly made for kind of riding you do, but if the balance is good, if the bike feels good, you know, together, if it's not fighting front and rear, then it feels really good. And as I said, as long as you land where you're supposed to land, it's really good. So man, I had really fun. I had really good time here on the track. This thing feels amazing. It kind of makes me want to build the bigger two-stroke for the track. It's so different when you ride these bigger two-strokes compared to my 350 four-stroke I normally ride on the track here. You know, the way you ride the bike, it doesn't have an engine brake, so essentially you're getting a little bit hotter coming into a turn, and it just helps to keep more momentum. I'm cautiously working on it not to brake too much before the turn. There are actually a couple turns on the track where I really don't want to touch the brake at all. I just kind of cruise into it. And on a four-stroke, if you cruise into a turn, then the engine brake will help you to slow down. But on this bike, I was hitting turns a little bit faster, and it was a little more scary. But then once you get it into your blood and you kind of get comfortable entering turns into higher speed, I think the two-stroke is really fun for that, and I think it helps to ride better. So definitely two-stroke is for guys who are a little bit better on the track, and I can see that. Riding two-stroke requires a little more attention to everything. It's not as forgiving as four-stroke, definitely. But talking about this bike, man, it's really good. I just love it. It feels good. My friend also rode it here, and he said the same thing, that it feels so solid. It feels like a brand new bike, and that's exactly what it feels like when you rebuild the bike, when you get new bearings, when you get new bushings and everything, and you re-grease everything, you torque everything to the specs. It feels like a brand new bike. You cannot tell the difference. The only difference that you feel on this bike is a two-stroke vibe. Some people call it vibrations. So that's what you feel. It's not a lot. It doesn't bother me, honestly. Some other bikes I feel it way more. Like I was on some older 250 motocross bike, and it just feels way more. It's shaking way more. This is not too bad. I think the KTM's, especially this newer generation, like this is 2012, right? I think they had it dialed in pretty well, so it's not too bad. Of course, you feel it, especially on your foot pegs. That's where I feel it usually, but it's not too bad. So overall, fun bike for the trails, for the track. Definitely one bike to do it all. If you want to have a two-stroke and do both, I wouldn't be hesitant to take this bike on the track all the time. Maybe one thing I would change, I would take off my headlight when I come to the track, because if I get a roost, I can break that expensive Baja light. It works amazingly, but I don't want to get it roosted and then either just you get a crack in it or completely break it. So that would be one thing, but I have number plate for it, so if I take it to the track more often, I would probably change that. So that's just a little tip. Alright, my friends, well, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know below in the comments how this bike sounds on the track, how the riding looked, and don't forget, whatever you do, stay motivated. See you guys later.